Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video. And in today's video I'll be sharing one team again in the season 11 of Remix Cup. And this team, I'm going to warn you first, do not use this team guys, do not use this team, because I'm also not quite sure how this team worked out for me for for in the rank 10. But still since it's the first couple of hours into the season 11, so I'm not sure how it worked, but still it worked out really great for couple of sets. So I actually played it for almost 12 to 13 matches, and it went really well. So this team over here, I've got Meganium in the lead, which is really uncommon in this meta. And the reason I'm using Meganium over here, because for the first couple of battles, in this next day, in the second day of season 11, I found out that most people are actually running maybe double water lineups. I'm not quite sure why, but they're actually running water lineups. So I faced some of my opponents that was who was running Samurott along with Empoleon, then Whiscash and Politoed, etc. So that is the reason I came up with this team idea. Let's try out a grass type that can also handle fire and other typings as well. So for which I came up with the idea of this Meganium, which is also a bulky Pokemon, bulky Pokemon in this meta as well, because it have got a defense, like high defense stat, to which it have got access to Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant along with Earthquake. So since it can handle ground along with grass, water and like electric as well, so I did want to try it out and cover its weakness for fire, flying, ice, poison and bug with this with my Vigoroth as a safe swap over here. So for Vigoroth, I'm using it as a safe swap, and it also is a kind of potential luring out option for a counter user, or maybe a fighter, maybe a like Machamp or anything else, to which that can give me a free run, for my Registeel in the backline in the end game to sweep. So that is the team that I have got over here, and I will repeat that do not use this team guys, because I did use this team because I want to counter the water types. So without further more delay, let's get into the battles and check out how this team performed. So now moving into the first battle, I've got a lead of Hypno over here, and Hypno is kind of a very tricky lead over here because I'm not quite sure what they are actually rocking. So with confusion, along with they might go for Shadow Ball and Focus Blast, but they might go for any elemental punches along with Focus Blast as well. So I tried to catch a Shadow Ball, which I believe I did not do over here, and it is actually running Thunder Punch, which is nice for me because Ice Punch or Fire Punch would have been a tough situation for my Meganium and my Registeel over here. So to which they swaps out into their own AVAC over here. So for AVAC is kind of a core breaker for this team, but I have to somehow manage it out in this matchup. With this team rather. So to which I have already mentioned that Meganium is actually very tanky, and it can flip some of the matches, to which I end up shielding the Shadow Ball, which is really great. So to which now I'll be going for the registered Frenzy Plant, but since I'm upper shield, I am able to, I will be happy to go in the one shield scenario, to which they throws over here. And now since they were quite fast, so I believe this is going to be a Bone Club, which it is, and as you guys can see, it does not do anything over here, to which I reach to one more Frenzy Plant, which will be enough to get the knockout. And now since they are shieldless, my Meganium have done its job, and let's see what my opponent have got into the back. So they have got a Lantern, which is not a great which is not a great response to my Registeel here also, because I've got access to Zap Cannon that hits for neutral damage. And now since their attack is lowered, I will be letting the first Hydro Cannon go through, which is not a great thing, because now after I charge up a bit of extra energy, they will be now going for their Thunderbolt, which will be putting me really low. So on the hindsight, I should have shielded the Hydro Pump rather than the Focus Blast, to which now I'll be going for the next Focus Blast. That will be enough to get the knockout for this Lantern, but now this is not a game over. So I have to catch over here onto my Meganium in this scenario, which I do perfectly. And let's see if I can reach to one more Zap Cannon in time, but that won't be enough to get the knockout for this bulky Hypno here as well. To which I believe I will be getting it really low, and since the attack is dropped, they cannot farm me down, but I will be farming them down with the lock-on, and that was a really close matchup in the first battle, but still I get the win for the first battle here as well. Moving into the next battle, and I pick up a lead of Empoleon that I was quite sure that they are actually running some of the water types in this meta, to which I was quite sure that they'll be swapping out. So that is the reason I simultaneously swap out into my Vigoroth over here. And now, since I was actually ahead on energy and I was actually throwing in perfect timings so that they could not sneak in confusions, and since it's a shadow shiny Hypno as well, so I'll be letting the first Thunder Punch go through, to which it puts me really low, but I can reach to one more Body Slam of my own, which will be enough to get the final shield from my opponent, and now I'm in a driver's seat. So since I got both the shields from my opponent, it will be really great thing, because my Registeel will be again on a free run, and they went for the Focus Blast this time. So that was really great call from my end, because a Focus Blast would have done a really ton of damage, to which now they comes back with their own Charizard, but Charizard will not be able to since Meganium does not have any great play with Charizard, so I'll be swapping out into my Registeel, but they comes back with their own Empoleon that just got one-shotted with the Focus Blast, and now they have got their own Charizard against my Registeel, which is not a great thing, because these fire spins are adding up, and it's a shadow variant as well, to which I will be blocking the first overheat, which would have enough to get the knockout, but I did hold on to one shield, which was enough to get the which was enough to hold my back, and I do get to one more Zap Cannon, which indeed gives me the win for the second game here as well. Moving into the next battle, I pick up a tough lead over here against Lucario. So Lucario is kind of a great generalist in this meta, because it have got access to Power Up Punch along with Shadow Ball, and it is a counter user as well, to which I will be going for the next Body Slam over here, the first Body Slam rather, and it puts it really low, which is really the thing that I wanted, because I want my Meganium to get ahead on energy and shield, which I do over here. But since Meganium is this Lucario is actually part steel, so I'll not be able to completely farm it down before I put up one of my shield. And as you guys can see, since Lucario is so much attack weighted, it already put me in my red of health, to which now they comes back with their shiny Ludicolo, I believe, and it is rocking Razor Leaf, which is even not great over here, because it's such a low energy generation move, to which now this swaps out into their Samurott, which does get destroyed with the Zap Cannon, and now they will be coming back with their own Ludicolo over here. So for Ludicolo, I'll be going for the first Zap Cannon over here, which does neutral, because it is part water and grass over here, and it does really lot of damage. So to which I will be putting up my final shield onto the energy ball, which I would have survived, but since I was in my yellow, so I do put up my shield to ensure my health, and to which I do have enough energy to get to one more Focus Blast, which will be enough to get the knockout for this Ludicolo as well, and indeed getting me the win for the third battle here also. So now moving into the fourth battle over here, again with Ludicolo, and this is the battle that I remember from this whole set. This is going to be the toughest battle over here, because it's going to be a lead with shiny Dusclops, which is a really great pick, because as far as I remember, that it it is having access to some of the elemental punches, that's being Ice Punch, Fire Punch, along with Hex and Shadow Punch as well. To which they went for the first, I believe, Fire Punch, and I'll be letting the next Fire Punch go through, and I'll be going to swap into my own Vigoroth over here. I'll be going for the next charge move, which is going to be the Body Slam, which is resisted, but they catch it onto their own Golbat over here. So for Golbat, it does not have a like it will be throwing the Poison Fangs, because the Shadow Ball is going to be double resisted by my Vigoroth over here, and I'll be going for the next Body Slam spam. So for this Body Slam, it will be putting it in its very low, and now this is going to be the next I believe Poison Fang, which will be putting me really low because my defense was debuffed and I cannot farm it down. So but this is going to be a really great thing, because now I'll be coming back with my Registeel to get a lot of farm. But even though, since they will be reaching the next Poison Fang over here, which will be enough to which will not be enough to do anything over here, and to which now they comes back with their own Dusclops. So for Dusclops, it cannot do anything with whatever they will be throwing. And now, since I swap out into my own Meganium to reset my debuffs over here, they will be swapping out into their own Serperior. So for Serperior, it is not a great it does not have a great matchup against my Registeel over here, but still Serperior is kind of bulky, and it have got access to Leaf Tornado, which always have the chance to debuff my attack to double stages. To which they will be going for the next Leaf Tornado, and obviously my attack is harshly fell. So my attack got debuffed 2 stages, but since this is going to be my last Pokemon, I cannot switch out. So they went for the back-to-back Leaf Tornadoes, and I do get the attack drop once again. So now my attack is forced 4 times lowered, and now they switch out into their own Dusclops over here, and they throw. So this is going to be the next Fire Punch, which I think I will let it go, but they went for the Shadow Punch over here. So now I can farm it down for a lot of energy, but since they reset their own debuff as well, I'll be throwing the first Zap Cannon to debuff their attack once again, and this is going to be the next move. So this is going to be the Frenzy Plant, I believe, or the Leaf Tornado, which is again the Leaf Tornado, and now the timer is coming up. So to which I have to hold on to my energy, and I'll be going for the next Focus Blast over here, which will ensure the final shield from my opponent. And since the timer is almost up, I will be shielding up this time, and since I can barely survive this Leaf Tornado as well, apart from the shield, so I do have a bit more HP than my opponent Serperior, and I do get the win over here on basis of health point. So that was a really clumsy battle, and very close over here as well. So now moving into the final battle of this set, I pick up a kind of good lead with this Ampharos over here, and they swaps out into their own Samurott, which is kind of confusing, and it's not a great swap, I believe, to which I will be going for my back-to-back Frenzy Plants over here, which will get both of my shields over here, but I don't want to stay in that matchup. So I tried to catch a Mega Horn onto my Registeel, which should have been double resisted, but since they hold on to their energy, they will be going for their Hydro Cannon. So for Hydro Cannon, my Registeel can actually handle Hydro Cannons over here, so it can handle it. So but I'll be shielding up the next Hydro Cannon, even though it can handle it as well. So I want to preserve some of my HP onto my Registeel, and I'll be going for the next Zap Cannon, which does zaps these Samurott out of the way. And now they have their own loaded Ampharos over here, which will be, I believe, going for the Focus Blast or maybe Zap Cannon to get the knockout for my Registeel over here. And let's see what they have got access to their back. So they comes back with their own Escalvier over here, which is kind of a great thing, because I do have access to Earthquake, which does neutral damage over here and almost takes it out, to which I'm happy to let my Meganium go through this drill run, which will be enough to get the knockout. And I'm happy my Vigoroth is up and healthy, which will be having enough energy after I could farm down the Escalvier for the next Bulldoze. Even though I do have hold onto one shield, which will be enough to get the knockout with this bulldoze, and I don't have to use this final shield from my end as well. So that will be all for this set, and I do pick up a really great set with this team. So now I'll be pausing the video for few minutes, and I'll be sharing my analysis on this team. So for this team, I have already warned you guys not to use this team, because I really personally used it because I wanted to counter the water and ground types that are coming very frequently in the matchup. So this is the team that I came up with because I was facing too much water Pokemons against like my team over here. So that is the reason I came up with this team, and somehow this team went apart from the coverage here as well, which is D. This team rather did really well, and I could handle the fire types as well, which is kind of a problem for this team. So overall, this performance in this team, though it's kind of the very early stages of the season, it went well, and that will be all from my end. So if you're liking the content on this channel, do hit the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for future videos and updates as well. So that will be all for this video, and see you guys again in the next one. Till then, peace.